Ladies and gentlemen, I'm yours truly, the legend himself, Labzy, aka the best motherfucker you ever met in the history of your life, and I can prove it to you even though I shouldn't. The most loyal, the most honest, and the most respected. And I'm outside. I'm outside of the studio. I'm doing something a bit different. And with my next guest, finally updated my photo shoot and wanted to interview him as well because this man is, I feel like he's done it all. He's a videographer, photographer. He's worked with a lot of corporations and businesses in Dubai, which I do want to get into a little bit later as well. And yeah, and then I reached out. He replied, and yet here we are. We took the gamble. So, ladies and gentlemen, Nicko, how are you, sir?
I'm well, mate. Are you?
I'm top of the moon. Top of the moon.
Very good.
Now, first question I always ask my guests: how is your mental health?
Mental health is good. It's up to yourself to, I guess, find your peace, balance your surrounding, and you can only control so much. So focus on what you can control, and everything else will seem under control. Everything's good.
I love that. Now, you're going to have to take it back for me. For the love of this field that you're in right now, you got to take it back for me. Tell me what inspired you to do videography, photography in this media? What gave you the fire in your eyes?
It all comes down to, look, some people have it when it comes to creativity. It can be any form of creativity. It can be a visual, it can be sound, such as yourself, music. You come from a long family of musicians.
Absolutely.
So it extends obviously through genetic streams, and there's a number of ways of expression. So creativity is an art form of expression. Mm. So whether you find the visual mediums or vocal or any other, some people will go into martial arts. That's a form of expression, self-expression. And I guess for me, it was about how I interpret the world through my eyes and how I understand it. But also it comes down to, once you absorb so much information, then you want to tell the story. About events, about things, experiences, emotions. Creative people are very emotional, which can benefit them sometimes and sometimes not so much, because emotional thinking always blindsides, your logical component of your mind. So for me, it was from a very young age where I noticed that I'm very good at telling stories, communicating with people. People tend to listen to stories I would tell. Ultimately, being in few corporate, I guess, environment and different operational roles and things like that, back in 2012, I just decided that I will be taking a risk and embarking on a new journey of starting a creative agency. Very challenging journey as you start as an entrepreneur, and then it's been over 14 years now. So we've had some ups and downs, some significant ups and downs, but it's been a very good journey to be able to tell the story. So that's a summary of the origin. From then on, everything else is a history. You just sort of evolve and change and keep pushing yourself to become better at what you do. Evolve, upgrade your skills, your equipment, your environment, type of people. The culture and environment influences in a way that you perform. And we're on that journey still.
Yeah, no, I love that. Now, you were talking about how taking the risk. When you wanted to take that risk, did you ever have that moment of, am I going to make it? How's this going to turn out? Like, did the overthinking start to consume you? And then did you ever reject it at first? And then when was that moment when you thought, no, I need to do this. I need to do basically what God told me to do?
Ultimately, God or your own voice, it speaks to you and it says that it's time. One of the things about me is that, yes, I do have the creative element, but I'm also very analytical. I can look at environment, things and people and analyze situations. So for me, it was a little bit of an assessed risk. So I've set certain structures before I embarked on a journey to give myself the best possible chance to succeed. Did it work? Borderline. It was very, very tough.
Yeah.
You don't have any clients, you don't have any proof of any works. Your capability as an entrepreneur, as a driver of the business, you don't have any of that. So you essentially asking people to believe in you. So when you do take that risk, you need to have some sort of a calculation, and it cannot be from a place of emotion or your self-conviction that everything's going to be okay. You need to be a little bit prepared. So I had to prepare, and that the voice, I guess I was at a stage in my life where the voice was saying that we're good. We're ready to embark on this journey. I think the strategy's there. Fallback plan B is there. Some people say if you're going with the plan B, you're not going to succeed. You need to have a little bit of a plan B. Okay. So in my experience, it worked out okay.
Okay. No, I love that. Now talk to me about support. When you
What's that?
So what I mean by support is that when you are telling, whether it's your family or your friends, of what you're doing, are you confident to say that you had 100% support? And if not, how did you build the courage to just do it anyway, regardless of what anyone said?
There was no support because, a lot of us come from family of the traditional views that you simply go to work and choose a profession, follow down the path, and then you retire and then call it a successful life and career. What I wanted to do was very different. However, my family has progressively shown in their life in the past a lot of entrepreneurial initiatives that they've undertaken, some successful, some unsuccessful, but they kept trying. Obviously, I was not born in Australia. I was born overseas, so that shift contributed to some of their things that are living behind creations. So for me, it was a sort of extension of my family that they had this in them, and I wanted to go similar path. But it was not because I had to stand up to something. It was a genuine desire for me to follow my voice, follow my vision, follow my desire. So there was no support. It was very difficult. But again, through your work and proof that you put in, you begin to show what you're capable of. But if you're going to at any point rely on anybody's support or hoping you will get some sort of validation, you're already aiming for failure. So it was never about my family, friends, anyone approving. You have a hope that someone along the line will help you, but never count on that because it's not going to come.
Correct.
So the answer is no support. Did I rely on one? No. There were some like-minded people at the time, my business partners and ex-partner that obviously was there as a supporting pillar, so that things have worked out okay back then. But you don't rely on support from anyone.
Okay, because the reason why I asked that is because in my time of doing my show is that there are two types of people that do have support and don't have support, and I would always try to get the people to speak up more about people that don't have that support, because again, you as I was saying, you find the courage to just do it anyway because you believe in yourself, right? And do you always exercise that motivation to be like, no, I don't need anybody. I just got myself and God, and that's it? Is that something like a little ritual, mental ritual that you have to sort of keep yourself going on that path?
I wouldn't say it's a mental ritual. It's just a basic analytics of what motivates people. You need to understand that while you're thinking and stressing over your choices in your life, someone else has their own decisions and their commitments in their own life. It's a little bit selfish to turn around and say, I wish that person would have helped me on so on. If you're not asking for help, you cannot hope that someone will reach out and help you because they're going through their own things. You do have people that sometimes will extend hand and ask you and like and follow, or come and give you hand at a particular, environment or work environment that you're taking, your goals and dreams to. Whatever initiative you're taking in, they show the initiative to turn up and to help you. But don't expect people to go out of their way. Remember, you're just a person like them. They have their own worries and concerns.
Yep.
The other thing that really motivates me is if you're a soldier dropped off in a completely foreign environment where your survival depends entirely on your decision, your emotional intelligence, and if you're hoping that someone will come and save you, you're already doomed.
Yeah.
You're building your own grave.
Yeah.
So you need to find yourself that voice, the motivation, the drive. We all have it. I don't care who says that they don't have it. Everybody has some calling. If you find it, get yourself together, find the strategy, follow the voice, follow the direction, and then you just follow that path. If you do so, like a soldier, like an entrepreneur, like a business owner, you will find a way.
Yeah.
So
no, I love
don't rely on others.
No.
Rely on yourself.
I love that. And it is true of what you were saying, that everyone has a calling. Everyone has a gift. I say this to everyone, like, you have a gift, I have a gift, the viewers have a gift. We all have a gift that we need to
capitalize on.
Yeah, capitalize on, absolutely. And so now going into this field of videography, photography, and because you also went to Dubai as well. Talk to me about that opportunity when you got that call, if it was a text, or talk to me about that, and how did that motivate you to take yourself and brand to the next level?
Okay, so let's talk about leading up to something big happening. So it wasn't anything significant. It was just simply a byproduct of work. I showed a lot of commitment to a client that happens to be in Australia, and I've always been present. Rain or sunshine, I was always present. I did certain works that I was happy to put in the extra time and effort into without asking anything in return. Often enough, through some of the work, you have to do extras for two reasons. You can just simply say, hey, I need to send an additional invoice, or you can say, this is a great opportunity for me to use as a stepping stone to put extra shine on my brand. So you do that. Ultimately, when the time comes, they remember you because you've been present. Simply being present is a very significant thing. So I guess the opportunity isn't anything significant yet, but essentially it gave me an opportunity to be present. They called upon the person that was always present, and I just went and did the work for them. We'll see what the future holds, but at this stage, it's looking promising.
Give me the ideal picture of what the end goal lifestyle of what you're looking for in this field that you do.
Okay, so for me is vertical growth, becoming more of a strategic partner for brands. There are a lot of brands and organizations that still don't have clear direction on where they want to go. So they do need a strategic partner that formulates their strategic media communications, visual asset formations, education and training when it comes to the brand itself. So what makes a brand a brand? We I guess come in and formulate that strategic communication plan, that layout, and obviously create the necessary framework around it, and the supporting assets. It can be from commercial photography, videography, to AI. We use AI as well to generate the assets that is needed to push the message that they want to push. So that's where we are now, and that's where we will be heading towards. Because there's been an analytical element to my, business approach, we apply a lot of analytics to the way that the business is performing, or how we apply certain strategic communication action to the business plan, to their branding plan. So it's not just the visual communication, it's also why, how, what drives it, what motivates it, where is the trend going, where is the trend likely to shift, what's working, what's not working, rather than just simply creating a pretty pictures.
Okay.
We've passed that stage already.
Yeah. Okay. No, I like that. Now, you were mentioning that you use AI.
Correct.
I would like your opinion on AI because a lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it. A lot of people believe that when you use AI, there's no authenticity. It kind of ruins the authenticity of it. But my personal opinion is that if it's in the right hands, it's going to be used correctly. If it's in the wrong hands, it'll be used incorrectly, right? And yes, there are also those people, but there are a lot of people who believe that AI is destroying the authenticity of a creative. I want your opinion on that. Do you believe that AI is ruining that, or would you say it's a good tool to increase the authenticity?
It's a very interesting question, and someone that uses visual, art form to express, and especially on behalf of a business and so on. So that has crossed my mind. But again, let's be a little bit more realistic. That is more, I guess, applicable to the current environment. When the guns were produced versus your, bow and arrow, I'm sure there was a lot of conversation why use the weaponry, it's so much more dangerous, and so on and so on. And the same way when the Carnegie Steel revolutionized the steel industry, a lot of jobs were redundant because of the manufacturing, the technology, changing the way that things are being produced, the speed, efficiency. Henry Ford did say that if you ask the person at the time if they prefer horse or a motor vehicle, they would have said they still prefer the horse. So if you're going into the future when the progression, speed, and development is important, you have to use the right tools that will get you to your destination. So in our industry, I personally, when I do certain projects, there's certain limits to, I guess, how much AI we apply. Where there's efficiency and effectiveness is the motivating factor for the client, the budgeting and so on. Then AI will come into play to a certain stage. I'll give you an example. To do a voice artistry, say for example, we used to take 3 days to send the brief, the actual the script to the voice artist. Voice artist will find a time in that day to record, send back. We will then review it at the end of the day or the following day, go back with certain changes, tones and elevation of certain pitch at this point and so on and so on. We'll send it back and then they'll come back to us. So it will used to take us 3 days and approximately $400 to complete a project. Now the AI with everyone has access to 11 labs and other AI tools, you can achieve that in a fraction of a time with, I think it's 24 Aussie dollars subscription a month. Now, it's not so great for a voice artist, but when you're looking to run a business, you have a different perspective. We're all motivated by different reasoning, different factors. Let me start from because I know that I will be getting a criticism about the AI, especially coming from a creative. Being an analytical-minded person, I look at it this way. So when you go to your local Coles, you have an option between your Coles product, then you have your own original brands. Okay? You or most people will end up choosing the most affordable one, which is your generic brand from Coles or Woolies. Why not choose something better? Because then you're supporting an Australian business. A lot of people don't even think about that. There's only few that will choose a brand when you're talking about millions of consumers buying the same product, then as a business, then you see that there's a decline in sales or the consumer behavior is changing. Your marketing budget and your sales have to shift as well. So then you look at for more efficient ways to produce something. Hence why going to China, taking your manufacturing to China has become so popular.
Mm,
Otherwise, you wouldn't.
that's right.
So when it comes to your AI, you're looking at far more efficient ways to produce things. Okay, so certain media productions that we do are very, very expensive, requires a lot of important people arriving on a day. If they have a flight cancellation, if someone falls sick, COVID happens and things like that, it will absolutely ruin the entire process and tens and thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you can eliminate some of that with AI, it's in your hands to be able to control that and make it happen. So bow and arrow, okay, and the gun. The gun can be, it's a pretty bad example, but it's the most, I guess, effective way for me to tell you that if it's in the right hands, it will serve its purpose very well. In the wrong hands, which unfortunately does happen, people use it for all the wrong purposes, it can happen too.
Of course.
It depends on the application. In our business, we only applied when our clients request for it and their budgeting is very specific to the type of campaign they want to run. And second, anything that we run through editing or any other materials, we always ask the client if it's going to be okay to be passed through AI or they prefer strictly no AI passing through. And when we do AI, most of the time it's a closed loop, so it won't be posted on cloud spaces and so on. We have done some government personnel work that to this day the footages and material is either buried or completely deleted from a closed loop environment to make sure that those faces are not available anyway.
Okay. No, I like that perspective because I think anything that's new that comes out into the world, that's changing the world, social media is one. Obviously, AI now is the thing too.
Yeah.
And I think that if you are a man of business, you will never worry about, oh, is this going to take my job or anything like that? No. How can this new thing help my business? How can it make my job easier or add a value to where I'm going with my business?
The sad news is it's going to take a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
Okay. The same way, like I said, the steel industry revolutionized the way that the manufacturing moved forward, and it did have a lot of problem for a lot of people in a manual labor field.
Yeah.
So AI is going to do that.
Yeah.
Now the question is, do you upskill and utilize areas that may not be obsolete? Do you then go and ask yourself, how can I use AI? It's difficult to say because someone in there, someone who's been doing a particular profession for a long period of time, it's a bit difficult to then shift and say, let me learn this new technology. However, there are people doing it. If you're an accountant, if you're a coach, which a lot of them are, turning into that because they have life experience, accounting experience. A lot of them come from a consulting background. They can switch to AI or everything online or digital. It's possible. It just depends on how much you're willing to learn and change yourself to get away from that wave of AI taking your job.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's not get it wrong. It's going to take a lot of jobs, unfortunately.
Yeah, of course.
And there's a certain component from our industry that are currently being taken away. But it comes down to the client's choice, whether they want to go down that path or not.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I always think about the milkman from back in the day, right? There's no milkman anymore. That doesn't exist. That used to be one of the most essential jobs back in the day. And now it's been replaced for, groceries, like, you have a fridge full of milk that people can just, go to do it themselves, and I think it'd be the same thing back then when they started producing massive grocery stores and like Coles and Woolies, for example, right? And then a lot of people would be mad because this is now taking away jobs. It's the same thing.
Yeah, it is. Look, in extension to that, you can look at the Australia Post, for example. They have been pivoting. You have Kodak on one hand that were quite significant, I guess, contributor to creating the digital cameras. Yet they went out of business because they didn't want to kill what they have. They didn't want to adapt and change. It's a very widely known example. Then you have, for example, more local national brand, Australia Post, that has pivoted and walked away from so much focusing on sending letters and parcels, more focusing on e-commerce and supporting the e-commerce business, providing better shipping, packaging and solutions, speed and accuracy and reach, and so on and so on. So that's where they've pivoted away to become that reliable partner in a logistics solution. They're no longer postal service anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. And you can look at AI the same way. It's shifting and changing. You can shift and change with it to improve, or you can, I guess, be washed out by the wave.
Okay. No. Okay. Interesting. Now, this is a really I like asking this question too, which I'm going to start doing on my show too. What's your favorite thing about doing what you do?
It's my ability to express my own way with my own condition from my own perspective, while trying my best to take other perspectives into account to be able to tell a great story, whether I do it for a client or clients, or for a big brand or a small business. That's what I love, the freedom of creativity, of expression.
Okay. That's your favorite thing. I love that.
That's what motivates me every single time. From the moment someone gives an idea, an expression that we'd like to work with you, Nick, what can you do for us? This is our challenges, these are our problems. As a professional, what can you do? My mind has already started working on a full scenario, analytics in my mind, and I'm ready to get to work.
Yeah.
And I just lay out a initial plan right there and then, and then the formalities follow. But the fire and a spark is incredible.
I love that. I think that's all. I think that's all the questions I have. Was there anything you wanted to ask or anything you wanted to talk about at all? No?
If you are an entrepreneur looking to embark on a journey, be smart, don't be emotional. Emotion does have a big play, but keep it in its quadrant. Do not let it cloud your judgment. When you're making decisions, don't rush into it. It will make you pay for it later, and it will make you suffer. It will destroy the pathway that you had initially laid out to your own success, because it will change the trajectory on which you wanted to, I guess, take the journey to get to your destination. When you suffer financial loss, time away from loved ones, lose something along the way that was precious, you will learn a very bad lesson that will take you away from your motivation in your journey. So use the emotion, but don't let it cloud your judgment. That's all I can say.
Nicko,
Thank you very much.
thank you so much, sir. Did you have fun?
It was fun. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I want to say thank you to the people that have watched as well. Don't forget to also like, comment, subscribe, and share as well. Please go follow Nicko. Nicko and his work, man, this man's doing big things. And man, if you ever need anything from this man, just you guys talk, and then they'll take it from there. But yeah, we'll wrap it up here. Thank you so much. Goodbye, everybody.